a very warm welcome. You're watching Your Trades. This is Priyanka. And after a break, I have Snehi with me on the show. Snehi, after a holiday, you've cheered up the markets actually.
Well, absolutely. See, I've come back and the markets have reversed their moves. And Priyanka, it's good to be back.
Absolutely. 6 straight days, 6 sessions of heavy losses, broad-based selling. FI sold some $5 billion. And now what? We have reversed the game. We are on the recovery mode. And what a smart recovery, we must say that. Majorly because, at least an investors' anxiety has come to an end, looks like. And the major of the cues coming in, of course, one from the state elections, from domestic. That's one big cue. And the second big cue coming in from the Asian markets. Of course, the China, which many investors and market experts were fearing, well, is that market going to be more lucrative than India? Well, we all have to wait and watch. But at least China rally seems to have lost some steam now, or at least opened after a holiday, a week-long holiday, opened with a good gap up, but then it paired those gains to close at around 6%. And of course, the major trigger coming in that, the kind of stimulus measures which were, they seem to be not that much overwhelming for the market, and that's had complete drawdown what we saw on the metal space also. Talking about the spaces now, since we've seen the bounce, the smart recovery, a good bounce back coming in almost all the sectors, but then metal sector was the one such space which actually got that hammering very clear. All the metal counters, be it steel, aluminium, they have been the biggest sectoral loser also. NMDC, Tata Steel, JSW Steel. You see, you look at them and they are, of course, on the losing. They're creating more pressure today. But then some of the stocks which have done exceptionally well, there's no stopping to Trent. And now because they're more on the back of the new news coming in, of course, it forays into mass price beauty segment also with Zudio brand. That's one big trigger coming in for Trent that we saw. Stock is more than 6% up, and many of the brokerage notes which has come in. In fact, I remember last month only the note which came in by Novama that very soon 80-100 level coming in the month of September. But then of course we took some days, but then a lot of fundamental triggers for Trent, and one such reason is the new announcements on the new business now.
Absolutely, foray into lab-grown diamonds and mass-priced Zudio Beauty has these announcements have done well for Trent today. That stock up 8% higher. Just wish to highlight a couple of buzzers more. Paytm did pretty well today, up almost 16%. Another counter to watch today was Varun Beverages. Remember, this board is going to be meeting tomorrow for its fundraising plans, and that stock has ended the day by 8.5% higher as well. Quickly on the back of updates, you had strong updates coming in from Nykaa, but the stock didn't do all that much. You had weak updates coming in from JLR. That did not do well for Tata Motors today. Sobha also weak updates coming in. However, on the back of brokerage notes, you had REC PFC that did very well. M&M did well on the back of that CLSA note coming in. Godrej Properties and Aurobindo Pharma also did pretty well on the back of those BofA and UBS notes respectively. So largely, this is what the market was looking like. And another stock that was in focus today was Ola Electric. Now, remember, over the course of the weekend, there was a battle of words and digs taken, in fact, between Bhavesh Aggarwal, Ola's founder, and the comedian Kunal Kamra. And this heated Twitter exchange did not do well for the stock. However, the company has also received a show cause notice, but the stock performed pretty well today, and 5% recovery has been seen on the stock today. Now, in terms of politics, like Priyanka mentioned, that has also played its fair share on the market. You have seen Modi stocks do pretty well today. And this is because BJP has been eyeing its third term in Haryana, and it's a hat-trick for BJP in that state as well. But all eyes are going to be on the MPC meet tomorrow. The street is expecting the RBI to keep the stance where it is, to maintain the stance as well as maintain the rates as well. So we'll just buckle up and see what's in store for us tomorrow. But let's talk more about the day that was and how trade shaped up today. Let's bring on board Soni Patnaik, the Assistant Vice President at Equity Broking Group Research, JM Financial Services, to talk about what the market moves look like today. Soni, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Give us your take on the reversal that we have seen in the markets today. 6 consecutive sessions in the red, and a very good recovery, if we can call it so, coming in today. But do you think the bad news for the market is over? This recovery is here to stay, or do you think there is a bit more of correction in store for us?
Hi, good afternoon, Snehi and Priyanka. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Today we've seen a very strong recovery. It closed above 25,000. So Nifty from current levels may head towards its next level of resistance somewhere in the zone of 25,100 odd levels. So I think that's the level to watch out for. So tomorrow there could be a sideways trend downside, support we can see around 24,900 for the day, and on the higher side, 25,100 may act as a resistance. Any move above that resistance level may see a short covering in Nifty, where it can lead towards 25,400 to 25,500 odd level. So I think that's the level to watch out for. It's going to be quite crucial for tomorrow. If you talk about Bank Nifty on similar lines, I think Bank Nifty also has seen a strong, not a strong, but a decent recovery from the lows that it had made. However, it is going to face resistance around the 51,500 odd level. So that's the level to watch out for tomorrow, being the weekly expiry for Bank Nifty. Any move above 51,500 can see another 200, 300 points move for expiry for tomorrow. The crucial resistance for Bank Nifty stands strongly around 52,200 odd levels, and that could be the level where it may see some selling pressure. So both Nifty and Bank Nifty are almost heading towards the upper side resistance, and if they are able to cross the resistance, the short covering move can continue for another 200, 300 points. I think that's a level to watch out for when it comes to indices.
Get that clear, Soni, that you are watching some crucial levels on both Nifty and Bank Nifty, and post that you're expecting a more leg up. And of course, we've protected our 50 DMA also on Nifty, and of course Bank Nifty 100 DMA. So what would be the key spaces that you would eye on? Two recommendations for our viewers.
So Priyanka, the first pick would be from the defense space, BEL, Bharat Electronics. Now, we've seen a strong recovery from its good support levels of 267, 270 odd levels. Today, the stock has seen a good bullish engulfing candle pattern on daily charts, and there's a significant call open interest unwinding at higher strike prices all the way till 290 call option. So there's a possibility of the call writers exiting the higher levels where the stock can see the short covering move and continue its upside. So one can buy the BEL around 280, 281 odd levels, keep a stop loss of 276, and a target of 290 to 292 can be seen perhaps in a day or two. The second pick would be in MCX, which has seen a very fresh breakout today above 6,000 levels. So the breakout has come on daily charts as well as an option chain. So one can buy in MCX anywhere around 60, 40, 60, 50 in futures, and if you want to buy it in for cash levels, you can buy it around 6,000 odd level. There's a very strong support of 5,900. One can continue to hold that support level as a stop loss and look for higher targets of 6120 to 6,200 by tomorrow to day after tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, so BEL and MCX are on Soni's radar. Remember, BEL also did well today on the back of that 500 crore order win. But Soni, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your recommendations with our viewers. But let's keep it going with the technicals then, and let me take it across to my colleague Shrishti, who's joining us in the studios to talk about what she has spotted on the technical charts today. Shrishti, take it away.
So two counters. Firstly, let's have a look on the breakout candidate for today, and that is ABB India, because you will see that the stock didn't participate much in all the sell-off that we have seen in the market in the recent while. Other than that, the stock has been trading in quite a good range for itself. But for today, a strong green candle is what we have witnessed. It was indeed making a bullish engulfing on the technical front and taking a bounce, taking a support at its 20-day moving average. And the move today was also supported by a long build-up on the derivative side. So this is the first stock that we wish to highlight on the breakout side, breaking above its 20-day moving average. On the flip side, have a look at SBI Life, one of the top losers in Nifty 50 today. And why so? Because the stock though has been in a clear uptrend. We also highlighted this particular stock a lot of times as a breakout candidate, but for now it's the double top formation is what we are spotting on the daily charts. A rejection exactly happening from its 20-day moving average, and the downward move today was also supported by fresh shorts getting added into the system for this particular stock. So these are the two stocks on the technical front. Back to you guys.
Okay, so it's a combination, one on the positive side and one the negative side. Thanks very much, Srishti, for highlighting both the stocks and the technicals behind them. Moving on, let's get you the word from the wise. We did caught up with Sridhar Shivram, who's the investment director for Inam Holdings, and he prefers large caps over mid caps and small caps. Rather, he prefers companies where he's confident of good earning growth also. Let's listen in exactly what he said.
Mid and small cap, it's such a big basket that we do find interesting ideas there where we can see strong earnings growth. Like power sector is something that we really like. A lot of the power equipment companies are in the mid and small cap space, and they are growing at say 30-40%. A lot of the EMS companies are in the mid cap space, they are growing at 30-40%. Obviously, these stocks have also rallied, but we think where there is earnings support, these mid and small caps can continue growing. I don't think re-rating will happen, but at least they can give you the earnings returns. So it's very difficult to if I look at the overall PE of the mid and small cap, obviously they look expensive, but there are pockets which look reasonably good. Large cap, obviously there are a lot of sectors within large cap which looks quite interesting. They haven't participated. Financials is one such segment. So we think at this stage in the market they look far safer. I mean, that's how I'll put it. We don't expect this market to substantially go up in the next 6 or 8 months. We could see consolidation here, we could see time correction, and these are stocks which could give you some returns. That's how we feel. I mean, obviously we can be wrong, nobody can predict the markets correct.
Okay, that's the word coming in from Sridhar Sivram. But on that note, we'll slip into a very short break on this edition of Your Trades. We'll be right back to talk about everything that happened in the markets and everything that caught our attention just on the other side of this short break. You stay tuned.
Welcome back. Now let's get you some action from the derivative space. Of course, the kind of move we've seen, the VIX had gone to levels of 15 to a 1 month high last week, but now the situation seems to be better on the sense of, the long built up trend which you see on Nifty and Bank Nifty also short covering. We remember that FI's long on index future that has come down to 77%, just 79,000 contracts, but now the trend seems to be a little supportive. Nifty trend is long built up. Bank Nifty is seeing some mild short covering. VIX stands at 14.5 right now. There's a mild call buying on the strikes like 25,100, 25,200. That's what even Soni was referring to, that she would want to watch more data points to make a more of buying conviction on the index. And on the front of Bank Nifty strikes also, in fact, what we have seen that there's a mild short covering only. So we need more data point to certainly have a better conviction on it. But then in terms of support, that seems to be at 24,800 because that's where the maximum of the put writing has happened.
Okay, so well, that's what the derivatives space is shaping up to be like. But let's talk about one big stock that caught everybody's eye today, and that's Trent that we are talking about. The newly minted Nifty 50 company actually led to a lot of the Nifty's recovery that we've seen today. 8% higher is where the stock is closed for today. But let's understand what exactly happened with Trent. Two key announcements coming in from Trent. Let's talk about the first one, and that's their foray into the lab-grown diamond business, and they're going to call it POME, P-O-M-E, and they're going to be selling this via their West Side stores. Now, CRISIL says that India's natural diamond industry is all set to experience a revenue drop of 25 to 27% this fiscal. So, on one hand, when you have the natural diamond industry tanking, lab-grown diamonds seem to be the new area of bling now, if we could call it that, and Trent is capitalizing on this opportunity. So this is one announcement that has done pretty well for Trent. Now the second one is that Trent has forayed into mass price beauty segment with Zudio Beauty, and this is an announcement that also did pretty well for Trent. Today the first store has opened in Bengaluru, and Trent plans to add more outlets in top cities including Gurugram, Pune and Hyderabad as well. On the back of this, Morgan Stanley has come out with a note where it says that the BPC sales contribution was already quite material in Westside and Zudio stores. The BPC business has built scale over time as customers have become more indulgent and more impulsive as well. And emerging category salience has increased to 20% of standalone revenue versus 10% earlier. So both of these announcements have done pretty well for Trent at a time where its stores are also doing phenomenally well, and that's the reason why the stock was up 8% in today's trading session. But let's also bring in an expert voice. Earlier in the day, we managed to talk to Jignanshu Gaur, the Director and Senior Research Analyst at Sanford C. Bernstein, India, and he sees Trent's foray into the lab-grown diamonds and the beauty vertical as big positives for the company. He also shared the target for the stock that he's keeping an eye on. Let's go across and listen in.
So the Zudio Beauty line is a way of creating an independent business, and I think there is a potential for that business to grow and add to the top line, and hence add to the target price as well. I am also I'm also very excited about the lab-grown diamond business, which Westside has announced under the brand name of POME. it is an unknown space in India, largely so far, but it fits very nicely with the whole consumer theme in India, which is about aspirational buying from consumers, but not every consumer can really uh, afford a real diamond. So I think both these avenues that they have are net positive for the company. But today we are confident that 8100 is a good target price, with both of these giving potential upsides. We need to walk through the numbers to get to the potential upsides. Haven't done that so far.
All right, that's the story about Trent, which seems to be a non-stopping journey. But then let's talk about the Ola Electric also, which was up by 5%. Remember that the company has received the show cause notice also from the Central Consumer Protection Authority, and in fact, they mentioned that it appears that Ola failed to provide reliable sources. But then, what are sources telling us? About Ola Electric related issues, the Road Ministry is looking into it. Sameer Dixit is gathering more details on this entire matter. Over to you, Sameer.
So definitely, as you have mentioned, that government has taken the cognizance of the thousands of complaints that has been raised by the Ola customers. And in the same direction, now what we are picking up from our highly sourced places in the Road Transport Ministry, that the Road Transport Ministry is also looking into the issue of Ola Electric, the problem that is there with the electric two-wheelers. So they have taken the cognizance, and it is very likely that by this week itself, they will seek a detailed report from the company. So this is when it comes to the Road Transport Ministry. And it is also very important to note that Nitin Gadkari, the minister who is heading the Road Transport Ministry, is the biggest face of the entire electric mobility revolution. He has been echoing, he has been making a statement related to the electric vehicle in the country, and he is quite confident about it. And when the ground reality shows that the EV two-wheeler is having thousands of complaints, more than 10,000 complaints have been raised on the consumer portal, that is with the government. So now Road Transport Ministry has sprung into action. They might seek a detailed report, but as of now, they have taken the cognizance, they have sought the reports, and in addition to this, CCPA, the Central Consumer Protection Authority, they have already sent a show cause notice to Ola on October 3rd, and they have sought a detailed reply from the company within 15 days, and they have raised the point that it appears that there is a clear violation of the Consumer Protection Act 2019, and it reflects to the part that there are problems when it comes to the claims that have been made by Ola Electric. There are problems with the deficiency of services. So these all serious problems have been raised. If you see the larger picture, thousands of customers, they have raised complaint of their Ola two-wheeler, whether it be related to the after-sale service, the claim that has been made by the companies. So that's the larger picture. But as of now, both the Road Transport Ministry as well as CCPA, they have come into action, and they are seeking a detailed reply from the company.
Okay, so that's everything that has been surrounding the show cause notice about Ola today. Even despite this notice, the stock held up pretty smartly, 5% higher is where the stock has shut shop for the day. But let me also take it across to my colleague Gaurav, who's joining us with a list of another basket of stocks that were in focus in today's trading session and a buzz today. Gaurav, take it away.
Well, yes, Tata Motors was in focus, and the reason being that the company came up with their Q2 updates. And when we talk about JLR numbers, there we saw a decline of around 10% on a YY basis. Apart from that, UBS also maintained its sell rating and a target price of 825 rupees on this counter. As a result, we saw some pressure building up. Next, let's talk about rides, because company has received an order worth $5.4 million, and this order is to be executed in the next 6 months. Next, we have is Mahanagar Gas, because this company is going to invest around 380 crore rupees for 40% stake in a joint venture in International Battery Company, which is situated in USA. Other than that, power stocks were in focus because of the initiation notes from brokerages. So first, let's talk about some of the stocks like Tata Power and JSW Energy, where Nomura initiated with buy rating. For Tata Power, they have given a target price of 560 rupees because they believe that the EPS EBITDA growth can be at around 16%, while for JSW Energy, they have given a target price of 885 rupees, where they are expecting EBITDA growth to remain around 36%. Other than that, Skipper was also in focus because Nova Nuvama has now initiated with the buy rating and a target price of 650 rupees because they see EPS growing at around 50% over the next 3 years, and they are also expecting doubling the tower capacity from the company. Other than that, some power financiers were also in focus. We have Motilal Oswal, who initiated a report on PFC and RIC. For PFC, they have given a target price of 560 rupees, while on RIC they gave a target price of 630 rupees while giving a buy rating, because they believe that both these companies are going to benefit from the power sector's capex revival. As a result, we saw some uptick in all these counters. So definitely watching out on all these counters on the back of the brokerage note as well as news flow in the days coming ahead as well.
All right, thanks very much, Gaurav, for that list of stocks and the news behind all the stocks. Well, that's a wrap on this edition of Your Trades. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more updates on Nifty.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits. And then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.